Hello and welcome back to FTL and the great Federation vessel run by, of course, Mr. Captain Riker, who is the best dude ever. Arguably, questionably. One could say that Brian is a bit nicer, and I mean, we may or may not have ended the last episode by trying to throw Riker out of the airlock, but we're gonna ignore that fact and move on to the fact that, you know, Riker's gotten us through quite a bit. And at this point, he's going to get us through yet another Zoltan sector, as we've been through a couple Zoltan sectors already, quite frankly. The Zoltan patrols their border, but let you pass when you ID as Federation. Let's hope they won't be so courteous to the rebels. Well, I get a strange feeling that in some way the rebels are actually pretty good at dealing with enemy fleets, so I don't think the Zoltan will slow them down too much. So we've got 48 scrap, and there is a store here. It may be worth... let's just pop in just to see. I mean, it does cost fuel, but there could be something good in here. Let's see what we got. Anything nice? Ooh, we could pick up a slug. Or we could pick up a drone. Or potentially something else. Who knows? We do have this pike beam. We actually want to use the pike beam at some point. So it's probably a good idea not to sell that to try to buy something super expensive and such. I think Pipaluk with his... Ooh, he's got huge repair skills up in there. Pipaluk the slug is going to join our team. I mean, I don't like slugs very much, I'm gonna say, but Pipaluk, you know, his repair skills make up for the fact that he's an absolutely disgusting creature. And I mean, so long as we stick him in the shield bay and never let him leave, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. In fact, I was gonna say we could throw him in the weapons where he's likely to get absolutely destroyed, but Brian's actually getting pretty decent at working the weapons, so I feel like he should probably stick to where he is. So in terms of moving forward, I think there's a good amount of stars out here, so we're gonna skip this star and just move straight into the nebula and then try to get into this little cluster and spend most of our time down here. Unless we see something cool elsewhere. I mean, you don't generally see cool things in space. I don't know if you've noticed, but space is mostly empty, just saying. Speaking of empty, there's not even anything here. Pipaluk! Have you brought upon us terrible luck at this point? Pipaluk, if you brought us terrible luck, I will find you. Oh no, there's nothing here either. Pipaluk is the worst. Okay, Pipaluk is a bad luck charm, quite clearly, because we've just wasted so much energy. And now we're in a pulsar. Oh, isn't that great? A rebel research station overlooks a pulsating star. Before you can react, a rebel ship spots you and moves into attack. Now, given that we have Pipaluk, who is, of course, a slug, slugs happen to be telepathic. And through that, we're able to actually see where all of the enemy crew are on their ship, which is pretty nice. So, I mean, we're not really going to get to use that information all that much. Generally, if you have some weapon that can exploit, like killing crew in some way, that's a really good reason to keep up with the... Uh-oh. We got explosions. To have a slug around so that you can know exactly where you're going to hit the opposing group and all that. Oh my word, things are going terribly downhill right now. Where is our drone? Activate drone, you fool! Data, run! I know I don't like you very much, but run! Oh, we're gonna have to repair the med bay. We're getting Brian to move in and try to put out the fire over here. I mean, he's not injured by fires or anything, so I think he should be okay. Our drone system is currently offline. You guys are gonna have to go deal with that. Oh, I hate pulsars so much. I hate most things out here. I mean, there's not very many things in space that don't actively try to kill us at this point. Brian, can you get that engine up and running? We may need to run away as quickly as we possibly can, and if you could, you know, get that system online, that'd be great. We're gonna send Pipaluk and Brian to help him out with the engines there. We do also need the additional evade, it has to be said. Activate the pike beam. Oh my word. Things are getting pretty dicey at this point. Pipaluk, You're going to be assigned to repair the various terrible things all over the place that are just exploding generally. It's not going well for us, let's put it that way. Come on, Pulsar, take out the shields. Okay. The Pulsar is slightly working in our favor in that it's taking down their pretty serious shields that they have. But at the same time, I mean, it takes down our shields. What is this? What, you want to give me 1 fuel, 2 missiles, and 15 scrap for all the damage you did to us? We will not accept your surrender! Never! This is a terrible decision, by the way. Just putting it out there. That was a very poor decision on our part. We're probably going to die because I didn't accept that surrender. Really should have done that. Should have thought ahead at least 2 marks. Go, people! Reactivate the combat area. Please. Oh, no. And they're going to jump away, too. That's the worst. Oh, we are in a terrible position right now. I mean, this is... We're dead! Curse me! Oh, curse the fact that I decided that for some reason it was a great idea to stick around when we were clearly getting destroyed by a rebel fighter. Oh, we should have accepted the surrender. Oh, it's such a bad decision. I'll never live this down. Never. I mean, at least, admittedly, does have to be said, there's no witnesses except for the rebels. There's no witnesses to this ever happening because Riker, Data, Brian, and Pipaluk are all dead. Well, look, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. It's Pipaluk's fault. Look, Pipaluk was a terrible bad luck charm that we should never have brought onto the ship to begin with. This is a lesson to everyone. Never bring a slug on board a ship. It's terrible. I mean, in the very least, we did get number 3 out of 5 runs, which is, that's pretty okay. Got to Sector 4. It's not great, but you know, you do what you can. You do what you can. Oh my goodness. Well, back to the main menu for us then, I guess. That's quite unfortunate. Well, yeah, we'll have to start a new game. Who perchance... Pipaluk! She's returned. This time she's not a slug, though. Pipaluk, given the fact that you're not a slug, you get to stick around. We're gonna call this the ship of not slug... Oh, why? Oh, we can't have any fun names. The not slug. Basically, we have founded this ship on the name of never having a single slug member ever. Oh my goodness. Okay, Jinjin, that's not gonna be your name. What are we gonna name this person? I mean, this is the not slug, which means we're specifically against any form of gelatinous creatures, but that doesn't really give much of a good naming scheme overall. I don't know. Let's call you Michael Angelo. I cannot assure that I spelt that correctly. In fact, I'm pretty sure I spelt that name terribly wrong, but it's what we're gonna go with anyway. And you? Who's a female artist? Oh, why do I not know the name of any single female artist off the top of my head? Give me a second. There's a thing called Google. Google! Tell me! What in the world is the name of, a female artist? Okay, I had to look through, like, the entirety of the Wikipedia page for female artists to find anyone that I knew about. That just goes to show I know nothing about art. I am a terribly uncultured person. But we're gonna go with Dorothy Lang, as I've actually heard of Dorothy Lang. She happens to be a photographer from the, like, 1930s and such. She did a pretty famous picture of, like, a woman and her family. I don't really have a better description of that picture than that. It's one depicting the poverty seen within cities. So, Dorothy Lang, you're gonna be such... That's Pipaluk. Ugh. So, Dorothy Lang, you're gonna be a big, like... I see you as a very optimistic person, being the one who's gonna go document the terrible poverty within cities, which admittedly was actually a thing. It was pretty bad. And continues to sort of be a bad thing, but you know. I don't know what that you know is for. There's really nothing to you know about that statement, but anyway. Michelangelo, Dorothy Lang, and Pipaluk. Who, cross your fingers, isn't going to be a decision to bring onto the ship? Can't promise anything. Pipaluk could be the worst person to have brought on board. That was terrible, by the way. But this person, this ship, this is pathetic. We're not even going to use a missile on this because it's just not worth it. Perhaps, Miss Lang, you could come and take a picture of the terrible poverty aboard the rebel vessel which we are about to explode. Because, quite frankly, I can see great terror in the eyes of the impoverished rebels who are about to die. A terrible and sad death. Are you really gonna try to run away from me? Look, if your FTL charges too long, I'm just gonna shoot a missile at you. Don't make me shoot a missile at you. He's running. Don't even. Come on now, you think you can run away from us? Jeez. The gall of some people, seriously, thinking they're gonna get away? Nobody's gonna get away from us. We're a bunch of artists and a terrible person named Pipaluk. Ugh, the reincarnation of the worst crew member to have ever existed in the history of FTL. Oh yeah? I see how it is. These peeps are gonna try to take down our shields and are actually going to succeed in taking down our shields. Pipaluk, Lang, can you work together to try to... Oh my word. Put that drone out of command. How did you miss the one missile we needed? That was a really important missile to not miss. Oh my goodness. I cannot stand these people. Not in the slightest. Take out those drones. Oh my good lord. Okay, the drones are currently out of commission. We needed to take down the drone because the drone was taking down our shields. And in an asteroid field, taking down shields. Run! Run! Okay. I thought that missile was going for the med bay. I wasn't about to have my nice crew members getting exploded by a missile when they're basically at 0 health at this point. Why is our entire ship on fire and exploded at this point? Where have we gone wrong? Probably in the fact that I didn't fire a single missile despite the fact that things were going fairly downhill. This is just not a good day for us, is it? This is a very poor day. I say as our enemies explode, which is generally a good sign for us. We're gonna have to get the doors up and running again. We're gonna have to turn off, open all, okay, we don't have to open the airlocks because apparently the fire burnt itself out to the point that there was just no oxygen in the room anymore. I guess that's a victory. Can we count that as a victory? I don't even know. This is terrible. This is just the worst. Look, Michelangelo, otherwise known as Michael Ann, as his name is cut off. Just chill out in the bridge. We don't really need you to do anything. Just, do your thing. Do your thing. Well, now we just have to sit here waiting for the FTL to charge. All of you think about what you've done today. Think about the terrible situation that you put our ship in. That was wretched. That was the worst combat ever. Hello? Oh, it's a mercenary. What have you got in terms of weapons? It's got a teleporter. It's got some kind of laser, a bomb. Generally, bombs damage systems, but they don't actually damage hull all that much, so we're just gonna fight this ship because I feel like it. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The honorable course is to engage the mercenary in combat. Really? I was just doing it for fun, not for honor, I mean. Honor is way overrated, it has to be said. Quite frankly, amusement is the key to successful combat in all situations. Take him down. Nice. I guess we just immediately destroyed all of the capabilities of their vessel, which personally makes me quite happy, because I don't like my opponents having any form of capability. Okay, we've got the engine down. We'll fire another missile out there just to put their shields out of commission. And we basically got them down this time. Guys, I have to say, crew, thank you very much for having learned a lesson from the previous combat and actually learned how to fight half decently. Apparently, Pipaluk, she had her small issues as being a reincarnated devil, because Pipaluk, the slug, was clearly the devil incarnate, given that it destroyed our ship so quickly. But, clearly she's gotten past the fact that she's a terrible devil at this point. A pirate ship is lying in wait inside an asteroid belt and immediately moves into attack. Why does it always have to be asteroid belts? I hate asteroid belts. Oh, there's a mantis on our ship. There's nothing worse than having a mantis on your ship. Having a slug on your ship is definitely worse. Let's put power into the engines to increase our evade a bit. Oh my word. I cannot stand this. Cannot stand for this. We can't send Michelangelo out because Michelangelo is the only thing allowing our ship to actually have any form of evasion at this point, which is kind of important to the ship overall, because if we can't evade things, we are totally dead. Oh, man, this ship, apparently the game is not terribly appreciative of my racism towards all slug creatures of any type, because this ship is not doing terribly well. I don't know if the game has any form of anti-racism built into it, but I would argue that there's really no reason to have an anti-racism system against slugs, because it's not like they're even people. Come on, it's just a bunch of slugs. Nobody cares about a slug. Have you ever seen someone go up to a slug and be like, that thing deserves to live? No. No, you know why? Because they don't. Because they're just the worst. Disgusting. Ugh. In the very least, it looks like all the fires are out on our ship again. Our ship just seems to catch on fire all the time. I guess it's just a fairly flammable ship. You'd think like metal and steel and all the stuff we built our ship out of, hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers that we built our ship out of metal and steel. Admittedly, that's a bit redundant because steel is metal, not metal is steel, because that's the wrong way around. But you know, although technically true. You arrive to find a number of ships convening around a station. There's some unencrypted chatter between the ships. You tune in and listen for anything interesting. You overhear their conversation. It seems that they need to take possession of an enemy ship intact. I have no possible way to take a ship intact, I'm sorry. If they wanted your help, they would surely ask for it. You prepare to leave. Well, I mean, it's not really that. It's the fact that, you know, we don't have the capability of actually taking a ship intact. We'd need some sort of, like, bio laser or to be able to board it. Hey, look! It's a slaver! Hi, slaver. I generally don't do this. I say that. I have no compunction against purchasing this slave here. Ekman, welcome to the crew. I don't want to fight that ship because, quite frankly, I just can't stand it. It's too much. We have, like, what, 7 hull? We're gonna explode. It's terrible. Ekman, welcome to the doomed vessel. I appreciate that you're a mantis and that you've joined our crew. I do quite enjoy mantis crew members. I hate all other mantis, but mantis crew members are great. We've found you at last. Prepare to die. Oh, buzz off. Who do you think you are? Oh yeah? You're gonna go for the weapons. Guess who just joined our crew? A mantis. You know what mantis are good at? Wrecking people's faces with their giant sword arms. Which I quite appreciate their giant sword arms, by the way, just saying. They're like the best thing ever. Okay. If we can maintain fire... They took out our missiles. They took out the missiles. Oh, wait, they didn't take out the missiles. They took out the lasers. Can we get the lasers back online so we can take out their actual weapon systems? Because this is becoming a bit annoying. Ekman, get into the med bay. You happen to be in quite a terrible shape, my friend. And we can't afford to lose you. We spent a good 35 scrap on you. That's quite an investment, Ekman. You know... I mean, admittedly, it's actually not that much of an investment if you think about the fact that... No, there's no surrender for you. No. No, rebel fighter. No surrender. You are a pathetic rebel fighter. You don't deserve to live. Just thinking about it, Pipaluk, who was obviously a terrible decision to begin with, actually cost us only, like, what? I think it was 45 scrap? So, Ekman, who's clearly going to be a better crew member just because Ekman is a mantis and you can always trust a mantis crew member, Ekman only costs 35. That's not much, you know? You gotta say that. Your scans reveal a mining base on a nearby planet long since abandoned, no life signs detected. Oh, well, that's no fun. Should we go to another system or jump to the exit directly? I think we'll just jump to the exit at this point. I don't want to explode in the first sector. That would be incredibly embarrassing. That'd be the worst. Ooh, more crew members. Looks like we got Kozar and Valria. Kozar is a bit more expensive. I guess we'll bring in Valria. I would enjoy having a nice, ample quantity of crew. That'd be great. Oh man, look at this! I mean, our ship is like holding on to itself by like a bare thread of probably a silk thread, because silk thread I feel like would have some decent strength to it. Whereas like, I don't know, yak hair wouldn't be particularly good at holding a ship together. Not to say that I have particular knowledge about the tinsel strength of various strings, but perchance silk would be a better one to hold a ship together with than yak fur. Not to say that you should do that. It's a bad idea to begin with, just saying. Don't hold your ship together by any form of string. You should have welds and steel, maybe some plastic cement in there. I don't know. Something. Anyway. For now, that will bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, the great painters, Pipaluk, Ekman, and Valeria, will continue their great journey on into... Oh, okay, I see how it is. Well, we're either going to a pirate-controlled sector or a mantis-controlled sector. I hate pirates. I hate mantis even more. Oh no, things are gonna go downhill. I can just feel it. We might not get past the second sector. Oh, anyway. Thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.